Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Thursday, October 19th, 2023, and I just want to mention that I won't be here for a week, about a week. I'll be back Monday, October 30th, 2023. I'm just taking some time off, unplugging, and I will unplug everything tonight already. I was going to do something tomorrow, but I won't be able to post a lot tomorrow, so I just decided to take a day off sooner. I was actually going to do that on Saturday. So tonight I'm going to leave a message on my Telegram as well that I'm just taking some time off until Monday, October 30th, 2023, and I hope to see you then again. And in this video, I first want to start with something I thought was very interesting. It's a message I shared on Telegram, and this is really about what's really changing. This was about the hospital apparently that was targeted in the Gaza territory, and it turns out it was a parking lot instead. So for this playbook to work, they must not only fund and enable both sides to, of course, attack each other, they must make liberal use of propaganda to incite and enrage both sides to keep the emotions high, because they live off that. However, this is the first time they've attempted this playbook without total control of the news and the social media. This is presenting a real problem as their false propaganda narratives are not being sustained long enough to achieve full psychological impact in the targeted communities. And that's exactly what's happening now. People are immediately seeing something else, and it needs time. Usually they had so much time to organically program people, and that is gone now. We see so many stories now coming out very quickly and talking about this. Well, no, this is not right. The media is not showing what's really truly going on, and they are not rectifying it. It's very interesting. So the change in the media and how people perceive the media is already happening. People are not, how do you say this, depending on this anymore. And of course, there's going to be a group of people that will follow the media nonetheless. Of course, that's their choice. But a bigger group is now, surfacing, is that a correct term? But it's now popping up on the surface like there's something wrong here. They're not showing us exactly what's truly going on. It's almost like they're following a certain narrative and they sticking to it even though it's not true. So this is very, very interesting. Changes are already happening. So I see this as a good sign. In my Dutch video, I look at the energy of the Netherlands, of Belgium and Germany. In this video, I'm going to look at the energies of the USA and of Israel. So I'm just going to do a small recap of what I've got from the card readings for the Netherlands. For the Netherlands, to be honest, I had to shuffle a lot. Also for Belgium, which usually means there are a lot of energetically a lot of changes happening in the Netherlands and in Belgium. Of course, what happened in Belgium was horribly with Brussels. Of course, to Swedish tourists who were there for the soccer game between Sweden and Belgium. They were unfortunately, their lives ended because of an illegal. They want to show this, of course, that this had to do with the Islam, and that was the reason that he took out these two people. It's a sad situation to begin with. It's just horrible. So it's, of course, it's created to invoke fear, chaos, what's happening there. Of course, the person that has done this was known by justice. That's always the case. The police are well aware of these people. The same thing happened in the Netherlands with the Erasmus Medical Center. Of course, what happened there, the person that did that was already known. Of course, they sent actually a letter to the Erasmus Medical Center so he wouldn't be given his doctor's, he was working on his to become a doctor, and he actually had all the points, but the justice system didn't think he would be very suitable. Of course, they're making it out that would be the reason, that it's possible that that's why he actually targeted people. But it's interesting that all these people, and also in America, usually when things like that happen, these people are known by the justice system. It's just an interesting thing. To me, this feels like it was supposed to create energy. I actually looked at it as well, what was happening in Belgium. And the card reading, what I got was that there were some whitehead influences. And this sounds very strange, doesn't mean that nothing happened, but more like this is actually to show things, to show what is going on. And that it opens up things, and it's very important for people to understand that all these refugees, a lot of them young men between a certain age with a certain background, they're put there purposely so they can be activated at certain moments by dark energies, by puppets working for the dark energies, to create these disasters and fear. It's creating fear, it's creating chaos. They want, of course, this civil unrest, and this is all part of that. And I think this is going to be used to show that, and more things will be coming out about this case. So in Belgium, it was really a shocking event that happened. The Netherlands, what I got from the energy is it's about independence. A lot of Dutch people are just really following their own path. We had the Nine of Pentacles as the central card, really following their own path. Very important to just start initiatives, maybe start a garden, do things like that. Something, independent of what the government is saying. I think a lot of people in the Netherlands are waking up. We do have this energy of this civil disobedience. The Dutch are quite known for that. That doesn't mean that every Dutch person is like that, because we've seen a lot of them has been following the rules the past almost 4 years. What happened? So, but there is this civil disobedience in the Dutch people that we do have, and we do have a tendency of like, no, we're not going to, you can come up with all these rules, but we're not going to follow them. And I think this is really changing in the Dutch energy. I also saw a beautiful card for the future. We had the World card, which is like the ending of something, the ending of this cycle, and really ending in a completely new beginning, like this new energy coming in. We also have Temperance card, which is about balancing everything. So I think by becoming independent, stepping into our own power, especially as the Dutch people, we will become more in balance, and that will change, of course, the energy and everything around us. In Belgium, there was a lot of hard work going on. We had the Eight of Pentacles as the central card, and the Three of Pentacles underneath that. So there's a lot of working going on. Of course, we had the Tower, unfortunately, of what just happened. It was very traumatic, obviously. And that's created to be traumatic, to create this fear, what's going on there in Brussels. And interesting was that we had the Three of Swords for the future, and the, I believe, Knight of Pentacles. So there's a plan there, but old pain needs to come up first. Maybe something in the justice system, because this went so terribly wrong. Apparently there was a special team who was actually going to look at this certain person a day after it happened. Very interesting that actually popped up. So there could be things from the justice system and coming up, and what they've missed. Things like that. So that could get very interesting in Belgium as well. For Germany, I didn't have to shovel that much. I do think a lot of things have already happened, but it's very confusing. They had the Seven of Cups as their central card, and the Seven of Pentacles underneath. So there's still patience needed. It's not clear yet, especially with the Seven of Cups, what's actually going on there. But a lot of movement in a way. And there was also the Five of Pentacles for the future, and the Ace of Wands. So it's going to get more uncomfortable. I've also spoken about the energy of the Germans. They do follow. They have a tendency of following things. Not every German, let's face it, but they do have this group energy. Just like the Dutch have this civil disobedience thing going on. The Germans do have this feeling of following the rules. That sorry about this, but that needs to change. So it's going to get uncomfortable. It's going to get uncomfortable financially. It's necessary to get people out of this trance of following and complying. So, but it will actually create this Ace of Wands. So they're actually going to be put into this energetic position. It will help them bring back their passion, their fire. Especially the Ace of Wands is about fire. It's the Wands card. It's the beginning of fire, which is needed to be triggered in them. So they start following their own path. So a lot of things are happening there as well. I'm just thinking about the card above. I'm not certain completely. I've made pictures of the cards from, I'm just going to see which one is the... this one. It had the Wheel of Fortune. That was interesting. The Wheel of Fortune for the German energy. A lot of things are moving. It is also a karmic situation. Usually the Wheel of Fortune is like a karmic card. Things need to be healed there, so it can still be confusing. I also, that's interesting, looked at the Queen of Wands at the back of the deck. Usually I don't look at that, but when I'm drawn into it, so there are a lot of whitehead influences. That's the feeling I'm getting for the German energy. So this is the recap of my Dutch video. And now I want to take a look, first of all, in America, the USA. What is the energy there? There's a lot of things happening with the Speaker of the House, and I have this feeling it's purposely done. That is a lot of confusion. Who's going to be it with Jim Jordan? There's a lot of hustle to make sure that without Speaker of the House, they can really transfer a lot of money to the Middle East. I do believe that Mr. B came up with something, but real the bigger numbers there needs to be a Speaker of the House. It wouldn't surprise me if they purposely are dragging that. But I'm just going to take a look at the energy of the USA right now. Also lots of shuffling here, so this is interesting. We also have the Wheel of Fortune, karmic situations, Temperance as the central card. We have the Nine of Cups in the past. We have the Three of Wands underneath the Temperance card. We have the Five of Wands for the future and the Ten of Cups. So there's going to be some hustle going on, some things going on that could look quite intimidating, I think, but that it's necessary. There's going to be some unrest. I don't think it's going to be massively, but there will be some unrest, some strife going on. But ultimately, that will lead to connection, getting together. I think it's also necessary in healing things, because we have the healing card, balancing things, and we have the karma card. So this has to do with balancing things. So some things will come out that can be quite intimidating, I guess. So some probably more people getting together, to say their support to certain sides. I think there will be more clashes, but that's the card from clashes as well. This is the Five of Wands. But it's also wait and see. Just, if you're not completely, part of that, for the best thing you can do as you're living in the USA is just to lean back and just watch what's happening. Balance yourself, obviously work on your own life and issue that may come up. But the rest, just watch and see. It's all part of it. So there's going to be unrest in America, but ultimately it will lead to getting together, connection. But it's needed. Some karma needs to be worked out. So things could get quite hectic, quite scary maybe even. Although if you're aware of this, remain calm, balance yourself. Of course, if some things comes up, some fears, you can work with that. But really lean back and just watch what happens. And of course, be prepared if anything can happen. It's very important just all around the world as well, but also in the USA, obviously. Just be prepared for certain things. It can get quite a hassle, clashes. Ultimately, it will lead to connection. To really connecting humanity. That's the most important part. So that's what I got for the energy for the USA. I also want to take a look at Israel right now. A lot of people are not agreeing with what's happened with Netanyahu and everything that's happening around that. I don't think he's going to stay there very long. I think that Mr. N is a lot of things already happened before, of course, this happened. This was actually, and it sounds maybe a little strange, quite convenient for Mr. N, because he was Netanyahu. I think I pronounced that correctly. He was really on his way out. A lot of people were not pleased with him at all. There were a lot of people getting together, standing up against him. And then, of course, this happened. And now, in a way, he does have full control. But a lot of people are still not happy with him. I don't think he's going to stay there for very long. But we're just going to see what is the energy right now of Israel. Let's see. We've got the Six of Wands. We've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Death card. We've got the King of Pentacles. We have the Six of Cups. Doesn't surprise me at all that it shows up. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is a plan. Things with children are going to come out. And this is very interesting. I have a feeling that this will seem like victory, but I have a feeling that the white hats are kind of taking over. I think the state of Israel, the government, and I'm really just talking about the dark puppets. I'm not talking about the people of Israel. I think we need to really truly make that distinction. These are really the dark energies, the puppets, and they are left out in the cold. There is no money. There is no money. I believe I already mentioned these messages from Storm Rider a couple of days ago that mentioned that they won't be able to do very much in the Gaza territory. They will be doing a few days or maybe a week or so, but then it will stop. There will be a ceasefire because they don't have the money to do anything anymore. And this is really the card that they're running out of money. And I think that's the victory in essence from the white hats, that they won't be able to do that much. Doesn't mean that nothing is happening, but a lot of things that's coming out is not really true. So we really have to use our discernment from all these narratives they're putting out. They want to create this anger around the world. They want divide and conquer. That's their playbook. And I just read in that article, of course, or that message I've placed on Telegram, I shared on Telegram, that it's not working for them anymore. So they need the money they need from America. They need help, and I don't think they're going to get it. So there is this victory card, and I think, especially with the wand cards, that it has to do with the whiteheads, that they've really taken over and shut down that money that was heading that way. Especially with the Speaker of the House and all the hustle around that. The King of Pentacles. There's someone on the background keeping a tight eye on this. I think moving this plan along, because we also have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles to me is like a planner. Someone who has a plan. And this is concerning children as well. I think this will be coming out as well. They, of course, Israel, a lot of things have happened with children, connections to children. Certain people that have done things to children moved to Israel. I even saw a map somewhere where all the PDF files were placed in Israel, and they're all over the place. It's really shocking to see. So these things need to come out as well. It's all part of the plan, but they're out of money, so they won't be able to do a lot. That's why they need that money from the USA or any other way. So they won't. It probably will seem like they are in control, but they're not. They are not in control. They won't be able to maintain this for very long. So we'll kind of have to wait and see. And of course, they will try to push other countries in this as well. They'll try to get, of course, all these countries involved. So we'll have to wait and see, because it's interesting that they haven't started their ground offensive yet. That's very interesting. They're waiting for something. Some things are coming out, but it's very possible that they just don't have the means or the money to support that. So that's the energy what I get from the energy of Israel right now. And like I mentioned, I hope to see you Monday, October 30th, 2023. I'll be back again. And I wish you a wonderful days ahead of you, and I'll hope to see you then. Bye.